Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing a film that I've been wanting to watch for the longest time. This is my first time watching it. It's very long awaited. I should have seen it a long time ago, but I finally got around to watching it, and it's none other than 1994's Pulp Fiction, and man, oh man. Quentin Tarantino, this isn't my first film I've seen of his, which I'm ashamed of because I've heard so many great things about him. I've seen reviews of From Dusk Till Dawn, which was I know he did a screenplay of. He didn't direct it, but still he had a part in that film. But let's get into this movie because I've seen clips my whole life because there's a lot of memes that come from this, like the Vincent looking confused meme or the Tasty Burger, which is a great opening to the film. Yeah, they go to the apartment. Bright's there. You just see how menacing Samuel L. Jackson is as Jules. And that's one of the best parts is how unpredictable he is. The whole film, because he starts with the whole Bible verse from Ezekiel, and just excellently portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson, because he gives him this, like I said, this way of intimidation, but also at the same time, comedy too. So you don't know if he's gonna flip out. And let's talk about our other lead, Vincent, played by John Travolta. Man, when he got shot up, I was shocked. I never saw that scene before. I didn't know he dies, and at that part in the middle of the movie. But we'll talk about some of his scenes that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed when he takes Mia, who's played by Uma Thornton. He takes her out, and then takes her back to her place. She overdoses on coke, so he's this nerve-wracking scene where he has to get her over to his friend's house, Lance, and then get the adrenaline shot to the heart for her to keep her alive. And she's great, Uma Thornton, isn't this? In this film, for the part she is. Also, she's pretty hot, so that's something. And one of my notes I'd like to say for the filmmaking, one of the great camera shots for me is early in the film when Vincent is shooting up, and the nice close-ups and stuff. They're pretty good close-up shots to me. And another thing I like to say, I like the way the story connects itself. Halfway through, or a little bit early, I was thinking this feels kind of disjointed. Some of these parts, like the whole at the opening, we get the diner scene. Whenever the British couple, Pumpkin and Honey Bun, are wanting to rob it, and you see the opening of the robbery, and we don't see the end of the robbery till the end of the movie. And the way it connects, earlier in the film, after they go to Brett's apartment, when you see him come to the club to meet with Martellus, yeah, you see them in different clothes, and you find out later on in the film that's because the guy in the back, Marvin, I think, they were covered in blood, so they had to change out of their clothes. So it just stuff like that I really enjoyed. It was, to me, when I saw it connect like that, it was amazing. It's great filmmaking because on rewatch, there'll probably be things you can notice about it. Let's talk about Bruce Willis's part. So, he plays Butch, a boxer who was supposed to lose in round 5, but he ends up killing the guy. So he's on the run from now, but because Marcellus is still after him. And we see him have to go back to his apartment to find his dad's watch. That's where he kills Vincent. Rest in peace. And then he makes his way. Then Marcellus sees him out there, and he runs over Marcellus, and then he chases him he gets chased into this racist guy's shop, who then holds him and Marcellus at gunpoint. So Butch and him are taken out of the basement and tied up in this really nasty, kinky way, very, very sexual. And this guy Zed comes, and they're both really erotic. They're doing erotic stuff. You can hear erotic stuff going on to Marcellus in the room, in the back of that past the door. Butch knocks out the gimp suit guy, gets the katana, and then just it's fun watching those guys just get those two piece of shit rapists get killed. He frees Marcellus, and Marcellus talks about trying to get somebody to come, torture these two pricks. Which, thankful. And then he lets, thankfully for, because fuck rapists, they can go fall off a cliff. I don't care. I hate rapists, as you should too. But then Marcellus agrees to let Butch go without, everything's cool now. So Butch escapes, and then we cut back to the part of Vincent after the Brett incident early on in the film. I just love how these, like I said, the connecting story is great to me. And no wonder this film is so great. I never checked it out. I wish I would have earlier, because this movie, like I said, is it my top 5? I'd have to see. It's probably close to being my top 5 films of all time. I know Goodfellas it's going to be hard to knock that one off number 1. So, but I will say another casting I'd like to point out is Steve Buscemi. I know I'm definitely like butchering that pronunciation, but so he plays in The Sopranos in season 5. He plays Tony B, who's Tony Soprano's cousin. So I've been watching The Sopranos too recently, so I recognized him, like I saw his name on it. And he plays Buddy Holly, this character, instead this like 1950s diner. So that was a pretty cool thing to see right now, as I'm in the middle of Sopranos right now. So yeah, overall, this is a great film. I recommend it. I think there's a little bit different review because most of my reviews are horror reviews. Those will be starting back soon once I get the new franchise started. But until then, I love you guys. Take care, stay blessed. Christ loves you. See you in the next one.